Hi, I'm Naruto Chatmaker 100. I'm here to do the review for Spartacus War the Damned, Episode 1, Enemies of Rome. What an episode for a premiere episode. I mean, that was so epic. It was even better than I had suspected. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, but not that good. I'm looking over because it's on right now. It's hard to keep away from looking at. I just wanted to say this premiere was one of the best episodes I've seen through the whole series for me, and that was very surprising because I love Season 1 so much, and just after watching this, I might actually enjoy this season more than Season 1, which was more surprising for me to say than what I just said before. I'm saying surprising a lot, sorry. It was a very epic episode. I have to say, I like how Spartacus is now. He's more like a leader, because when those two guys at the beginning, the head of Rome's army that was sent there to fight him left, I forgot their names, so I don't really care to say it. They're dead now anyway. I like that he was concerned that they got away. And he's really thinking like a leader now, which I think is finally about time for him to act like that. Because in Vengeance, I still kind of felt like he was sort of like in Blood and Sand, but kind of different, trying to become a leader. And now he is a full leader. I mean, it's been 6 months since he killed Glaber, it's about time. And I have to say about Crixus, Agron, and Gannicus, you can tell that Agron's the weakest. I mean, that's why he just took Gannicus and Crixus, even though Agron is strong. But I don't feel like he would have been able to help them if he would have took him or Gannicus or him and Crixus. Now, if we move on to Crassus, I like Crassus a whole lot. He is probably one of my favorite villains in Spartacus, but it's hard to compare him to Batiatus, because we all love him, or loved how he was. But Crassus, I have to say, is maybe my favorite villain, because he's different from Batiatus, Tullius, and of course Glaber. He actually is not going to underestimate Spartacus and his rebellion, and I actually like Crassus' story in this. I didn't really like Glaber's story in Vengeance, because I really didn't like him at all. I felt sorry for him, I'm not going to lie, but I don't really care that much for Glaber. So Crassus is a total opposite, and I like seeing his story, and I can't wait for it to progress further with him. I will say what I found weird was that Caesar wasn't in this episode. I thought that was very odd, because I know this season is really about Crassus and Caesar going up against Spartacus. But I guess we'll see him in the next episode. If there is anything else to add, I have to say between the episode, I have to say one of the parts I liked a lot was Gannicus and Spartacus' talk. Gannicus finally opened up and told about, Melita and how he betrayed Oenomaus and the prequel. So I'm kind of glad he opened up to Spartacus in that way, and it is true what he told Spartacus. Who else is he going to fight, even if he did defeat Rome society? And that's actually a pretty good question. And as for Gannicus, how I think he is this season, he's actually gone back to how he was in Gods of the Arena. In Vengeance, he was still kind of the same like he was, but he was more bothered by the fact of what he did from the prequel. And now that Oenomaus forgave him, and now that Oenomaus is gone, Gannicus to me is kind of back to the way he was before. Which isn't a bad thing. I actually like Gannicus a lot in this season, even though we've only seen him just in one episode. He's still the same cocky fool that we've all known and loved. As for Crixus, well, he didn't really get that much character development I felt in this episode, except with Naevia, which I wasn't surprised to see. Him and Naevia are close, of course, and I'm pretty sure that that will grow, even though how much more can it grow? Probably a lot. I don't really care that much to see their relationship grow. I just want to see more of the conflict between Spartacus and Crixus grow, because I know in real history they had a lot of problems with each other. And I love Navia now. She is a real hellraiser now, if I can say so. But like I said, Agron and Crixus really didn't get that much character development I felt in this episode, unlike Gannicus. Spartacus really doesn't need none because we know he is full hardened to just defeating Rome and saving every slave. And also, speaking of saving slaves, I'm glad that it showed that he did go back to the mines where Navia was and got all the slaves out to help him. But I have a feeling at the end when Spartacus killed those 2 Romans, I'm glad, but I don't think it's good. I mean, we know Crassus was going to get 1,000 men, but now that we know that he's killed 2 other soldiers, he might get more men than that, and that might cause a lot of problems in this season. I just had to say that this was an epic episode. It's one of my favorites throughout the whole series so far. My favorite episode is Kill Them All, the first season's finale, but I think this finale might be my favorite episode because this episode was very epic, and I have to say I'm going to watch it again after I'm done doing this review. So post your comments, like if you want. If you think I just said meaningless stuff about past seasons and how I felt, you can. I don't really care. I said what I liked about this episode, and if you have anything that you liked, I'd like to talk to you about it if you leave a comment. This was an epic episode just to be the premiere. I love how Spartacus is now, and I can't wait to see the season progress. So, see you next week.